It's my honor to wish a happy 10th anniversary to 10 Minutes of Torah, and to share a story that is read on Shavuot and is for me deeply meaningful in its celebration of the possibility of moving from sadness and despair to hope, belonging, and a sense of community. Our most cherished stories are the ones that remind us that even in the darkest and most discouraging of times, we can imagine that we will again find light and hope. The story of the Exodus is central to the Jewish people and inspires people of all traditions. An enslaved, literally and spiritually starved people living in a narrow place cries out their anguish, and God hears, calls forth a leader, and accompanies them through the wilderness to a place of freedom and sustenance. In this sacred story, that of Ruth and Naomi, we learn not of the deliverance of a whole anguished nation, but rather the story of two bereaved individuals who find themselves in a barren and lonely place, and yet move together towards a time and place of healing, belonging, and hope. Naomi's two sons and husband have died, and she is left with her two widowed daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth. She entreats them to leave her and return to their families because she has so little to offer them, and Orpah does tearfully kiss Naomi farewell. In words that are so moving and memorable, Ruth protests and says, "Do not urge me to leave you, to not follow you, for wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I shall die, and there I will be buried." The women move on together, with Ruth not attempting to dissuade Naomi to not feel the bitterness that causes her to rename herself Mara, bitter in Hebrew. She walks in accompaniment, and they return to Bethlehem, where Naomi had previously lived. Naomi guides Ruth to become a part of the community. She helps her to meet Boaz, a kinsman of Naomi's family, who Ruth ultimately marries, and through that marriage a child is born. The entire community exults and says that a child has been born to Naomi. Indeed, Naomi is foster mother and grandmother, but it is Ruth and Boaz's child. What's spoken here is the sense that life has been renewed, a new role has been found, sorrow has been remembered, but possibility has also been enjoyed, and new light is given to all. It's the same promise made by God in the Exodus story. God promises the Israelites and all of us, God will be with us eternally, God will not forsake us, God will help us to find the new sources of light, and we have hope that we can be renewed. These vows are made in marriage vows, and within all these vows is an understanding of what constitutes the ability to go on, even though there will be times of hardship. Despair is feeling mired in suffering, unheard and abandoned. Renewal and hope come when we feel human and divine accompaniment, when we feel a bond has been forged in which our sorrow and suffering are understood, our bitterness is accepted without causing the other to leave us. Renewal and hope are found when we are gently led into a community and the possibility of new relationships and purpose, even as our past losses and history are honored and remembered. For me, this story has helped me through moments of great grief, and it has helped me to help others to believe in the power of hearing cries, of remaining with one another, and from learning from one another's wisdom, and so importantly, of finding communities that celebrate with us as they allow us to find new purpose and to support new life, our own new lives and that of the generations yet to come. Hag Sameach.